You don't know what to expect from me. I'm a yahoo.
Got all these pounds of ganja. I work out. I'm doing push-ups.
I remember when we used to sit in the government yard in Trenchtown.
I honestly feel like I accidentally title a country song like every other day.
Sushi jackknife, 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 sushi jackknife.
Zip zop zowie, here we go.
Zip zop. Zip zop.
That's what I'm going with.
I like it.
Zip zop zowie.
It feels like what Bazinga. That's the Big Bang Theory catchphrase. It feels like you're trying to be the Big Bang Theory and come up with a catchphrase.
Bazinga. Now that's the kind of title that I might put at the top of an episode just so we get more clicks.
Yeah. You know what? I recommend. In fact, what we need to do is we need to start. I don't want to say stealing because that sounds more nefarious.
Sure.
Procuring.
Yeah.
Borrowing. Titles related to very popular things.
I like that.
So we can do that. That ties us to the Big Bang Theory, which is very popular. One of the two.
It's still very popular. Yeah.
We could run through Taylor Swift albums.
Oh, that's a good idea. Actually, that's a fantastic idea.
Just if we titled an episode "The Tortured Poets Department," I think that's a new one, right?
Yes, a new one.
And we don't have to say one word about Taylor Swift in the entire episode.
No, I love it.
Aside from having a bunch of upset 14-year-old girls listening to our episode, it all would work out for us. It would be great.
Hey, a play is a play, no matter if it's a hate play or whatever.
Yeah, I'll take hate plays. That, especially in that case where it's a hate play where I'll be honest, a lot of the people who are doing it probably don't deserve joy. Then I'm for it.
We had one a while back that I think I called it Dr. Pepper something. It's whatever you were drinking. It's like Dr. Pepper cherry vanilla zero sugar.
Oh, yeah.
And that, you know what? It got some clicks. Just
there
saying.
You go. So it's Dr. Pepper should sponsor us. We'll talk about it nonstop. I love that drink.
Remember when they did the Dr. Pepper 10 because it was for dudes? Remember that?
Yeah. I was actually just talking about that this week. How I think it's finally turned over. I don't think it still exists. But especially in the late 90s and early 2000s, the idea of a guy drinking a diet drink meant you're either effeminate or like super gay.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a bizarre stereotype that makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah. No, it is. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, but that was very much the case.
Yeah, and so then you had all the dumb marketing departments going, no, you know what dudes would drink? Pepsi 1. It has 1 calorie. Do you remember that? That was a drink.
I remember that a little bit. Did they market that towards guys?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
It had like the futuristic logos.
Yes.
And then Dr. Pepper 10 that was marketed towards guys. And even now, you have Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi, but you also have Pepsi Zero. Yeah. And you'll notice Coke that the Zero. Pepsi Zero has a chic black label.
Yes.
Instead of, gray.
A silvery, fey silvery label.
Meanwhile, during that era, I was sitting there and I'd go to the grocery store and go, I wonder what this tab is all about.
Oh yeah. I've only had a tab like a handful of times in life. It's not that good. Yeah.
No, it's the worst. It's it has like a weird juniper-y thing to it.
That's fascinating.
Yeah,
I mean, that's not a flavor that you would ever expect in an American soda.
In a cola. It's still a cola flavor.
It's a cola, right? It's clear though. No, it's not clear.
No, I don't think.
Isn't it brown? I think it's brown.
It's been so long since I had that failed experiment of trying it. All I know is it's not it was not marketed towards men.
Right.
In fact, when it came out, it was marketed almost exclusively to stay-at-home wives.
Yeah. Olivia Newton-John types. Yeah. It was, and the Dr. Pepper 10 was like 10 manly calories. Their commercials made it very explicit.
Yeah, and you know what it tasted like?
Dr. Pepper.
Diet Dr. Pepper. It tasted like Diet Dr. Pepper.
Beer's funny because I don't remember there really being a stereotype with dudes drinking light beer.
No. Well, because women aren't supposed to drink beer.
At all. Right. That's correct. So we get by it that way. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then if you drink light beer, you can drink more beer, right? Because you don't get full.
So I did see this. It was a couple months ago. We went out to eat at a barbecue place in town.
Yeah.
Martin's.
And damn you. Well,
it's good.
Yeah,
it's better than what you have, I'm sure. It's not like the best barbecue place in the country.
Certainly.
But there was a table of just dudes there.
Yeah.
And they were all drinking high noon hard seltzer.
Oh.
And it dawned on me that they're kind of doing that with all of the seltzers now.
Yeah.
Like
that's true.
You have seltzers that are marketed towards women, White Claw.
Right.
Like it's everything. You had Megan Thee Stallion doing hot girl summer commercials for White Claw. Right.
We had a whole deal about that, didn't we?
Yeah. Yeah. But High Noon, it's like the rugged hard seltzer. Rugged hard seltzer.
They're
which is not a thing.
Okay.
It's a hard seltzer. There's no such thing as a tough dude hard seltzer.
Hard seltzer. They have an amazing thing happened to me the other day. The one this might be the only advantage to living in an apartment building other than the fact that I don't have to plow any fucking snow. The other big advantage is when people move out or are just ready to get rid of shit, they put it down in the lobby downstairs.
Yeah.
And it's just it's free pickings for anybody. And I knew the day would come. I told my wife the day would come where somebody was giving away a bunch of free booze.
There you go.
And Nathan, that day came.
What'd you get
this week? Nothing great. Well, I got like 3 Coronas, which I'm always down for a Corona.
Not terrible.
Corona.
That's
Corona's
fine.
a decent beer.
Yeah.
And then it was like a lot of Prosecco. Which is fine. I'll drink Prosecco. I don't give a shit. It's free.
Well, okay, let's be honest. Anything they put down there that was free, you're gonna take. You may not enjoy it.
Oh, I'm gonna take it. Yeah. I mean, one of them was La Marca, which is like a nice Prosecco to me.
Like you're going to walk down there, and it's going to be a stack of sour apple steel reserve, and you're like,
"Yep."
I mean, it's free. What am I supposed to do? Not. I'm being green. I'm being green and not letting this go to waste.
It's not going to be wasted. It was funny too, because the moment I have like 8 bottles in my arms, and the woman who had just put it all down there was coming back inside as I'm going out. And I was like, thank you. And you know what? I would have been the stranger person in that scenario, but this lady was dressed only in a bathrobe at like 11:30 on a Friday. I don't know.
She went back into her apartment and went, honey, that boy with the problem took all the drinks.
Fine by me. Judge away. I'm from Tennessee. This is what we
I mean, really,
like
that's the big problem to them is that you're from Tennessee.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't know what to expect from me. I'm a yahoo.
That's it.
No, it's funny because it seemed almost like a breakup was happening, and that's where because I'm not sure that she moved out, but I think maybe there was a breakup, and dude left a bunch of shit. I mean, if he was drinking La Marca, I see why he's no longer in a relationship with her. Just saying.
So what you need to do is keep tabs on her.
Yes.
You don't know. I mean, maybe she does long-term relationships, or maybe maybe she's a quick relationship person.
Could be.
And so what you need to do is wait till one, falls apart, and then introduce, like, try to find a guy roughly your size.
Yes.
To trick her into dating. And then maybe you can get some free clothes out of it.
Oh, that would be sweet. Shoes, maybe.
Yeah.
Is that guy, is he a size, is he a 10 by any chance? Like a 10 regular?
Just walking around. So what's your foot size?
Yeah. Hey,
no
man,
reason. No reason.
You're new, right? Yeah, okay. So the plot thickens, Nathan.
Mm-hmm.
Because earlier this week, something's wrong with me. My new hobbies are checking the weather in other places and seeing what's in the recycling / dumpster within them or within their area, which is this little building, right?
So you're living the life of a homeless octogenarian.
Yeah, I'm really kicking ass at life right now.
Okay.
So I found a countertop ice maker this week. None of this is important. I'm just saying, I didn't even know that was a fucking thing. And then I told Jen about it, and she's like, I asked you if we should have gotten one of those. And I was like, oh, sorry.
Did you then present her with one?
Well, I said, hey, look.
Well, since you've asked.
All we need is a little bleach, and we can get started. So inside the dumpster, okay, I didn't make this connection until days later. I took a photograph. I don't know if I can show it to you right now. That'd be kind of awkward with the camera on the camera. Anyway,
right.
I took a photograph. Someone had thrown away I don't know, it was bigger than an 8x10. It was like a portrait-sized picture of a guy, a gal, and a dog. I realized when I got the booze,
it was her.
It was her.
Oh, no.
So either he's dead, they broke up, and he moved out, or they're just like getting rid of stuff and they thought it was a bad picture. I don't know, but like...
You know what you should have done. If it's still in the dumpster, this is still up for grabs.
Oh, you're right.
By the way, if you were to go get that picture and then wait until she comes out, and then do the exact same thing you did with the booze, just hold it in your arm and walk by going, thanks, bye. That's how you meet people. That's how you meet people in Vermont.
Amazing. You're right. I'm getting to a point where I might be able to make friends with some neighbors, but I don't know how to. I feel like no one really, like, it's dodgy being friends with people in your building, because then they're kind of inescapable, right? So like, I don't know. I see the same like 4 or 5 people all the time, and I see no one else. It's weird.
I always felt like when we lived in apartments, aside from, so there's one exception. We had an apartment in Kansas City that we moved in and accidentally moved in across the hall. Like, we didn't know he lived there from one of Tanae's childhood friends.
Oh, that's bizarre.
Yeah.
That's totally weird.
Outside of that, we, I feel like most people in apartment buildings don't want to fraternize with anyone else.
Yeah.
Maybe out of fear that like someday they're going to have to go tell them to shut the fuck up. Your music's too loud or something. And they don't want a relationship in the way for that. I don't know.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know. And it's dodgy. 'Cause like, there's a couple of dudes that I'm like, if I had, like, I might go out there's a couple of public outdoor areas. Like, hey man, do you want a beer or something? Like, I think about that sometimes, but I haven't quite crossed that yet. And I don't know. It might be who knows what response I'll get.
Just ask everyone if they know what's up with that Prosecco lady. And maybe you can get some answers. Or again, if the picture is still available, you can do this. Yeah. Go get that and then just walk around going, hey, was this yours? To all the people to try to break some ice.
That's a good idea. That's a good. Is this? Have you seen this woman?
Was this yours? Did you lose this? Did you drop this? Oh, okay.
It's both fascinating and horrible to live in a building again.
Yeah.
It's not great. Everyone knows it's not great. Like everyone here knows it's not ideal. Like everyone would rather be in their own place, right?
Right.
But and you're forced to interact with people, and there are some awkward motherfuckers that live here, no doubt.
Yeah.
There are people that I say hello to every time I see them, zero response, blank face. They don't have headphones in, just nothing. They heard me. If they're assuming their ears are functional,
I mean,
and they nothing.
We're in a house, and that happens with our neighbor too. So that's not.
Well, yeah.
We have the weird creepy neighbor that just stares at all of our guests.
Yeah, I've experienced this. It's true. If you're on the back porch for more than 30 seconds, they suddenly appear.
I'm really interested to see with Sam being here.
Yeah.
Sam, our friend, who will
you guys
be
remember
staying
Sam
here
from a few episodes ago,
is a smoker, and so he will go out on our back deck many times a day.
Yes,
like less than a pack of times a day, about a half a pack of times a day.
Yeah, so about 10 times a day.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're going to get really tired from having to jump up and run outside every time he walks outside so that they can awkwardly stare at him to make sure he's not molesting their cats. I don't know what they think is going to happen
with his eyes. Yeah.
I don't know. What's
the status on that? Are we moving forward with the roomie situation?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
He is as of June. Well, no, hold on. I have to look at a calendar. I think it's Thursday, which we're recording this on a Monday. So in case anyone's trying to keep track,
right.
He has to be out of where he is living
this coming Thursday.
Yes. And we'll be here. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So that's happening fast.
If you look in the background of this picture, you can see there's a
Vox
right above
amplifier.
Yeah, a Vox amplifier that I do not own.
Those are great. Is that an AC-15, AC-30?
It's this came out of Sam's car and is now in my office.
I love Voxes, man. Those are awesome. Hell to the yeah.
Yeah. So, and you can't see it, but to the side of here I can
rotate
try
us.
There
we go.
The guitar rack
I see
is now full. It has many guitars. So this is
gonna be super fun, I think.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it should be.
I mean, I've lived with you for a period of time now.
Yeah.
Not now, but before.
Right. In the past.
Yeah. And
that would be really confusing if you thought you were still living with me.
Oh, that would be really
Justin, I've got bad news. You're in a different state. You're not anywhere near me.
Why is it snowing so much?
You just blacked out while you drove. It's a real big problem. Yeah. He's going to be here. We've thrown around ideas for podcasts because he thinks podcasting would be fun. So
I think he'd be very good at it too. I really
he'll
do.
probably jump on here at some point, but
great.
We may have some other alternative ideas also.
Yes, we do. We had
be a part of it.
For the listening audience, we had the most fucking epic planning session.
Yeah.
Earlier, well, that's last week. Last week.
Yeah, we're adults. We planned.
Yeah. We didn't record a damn thing.
Nothing.
We just planned.
Yeah,
it's going to be awesome.
We're only partially adults. We can only do one productive thing a week.
That's pretty true, actually.
So.
Given the demands of my, observing the other 100 people that live in this building. And, whoa, something went down.
that happened.
Was that your computer?
No, it's my camera. I have a separate camera that's not attached to my computer, because if I use the camera attached to my computer, everyone looks straight up my nose the whole time.
That's fair.
No one wants that.
Whenever this video is available, you guys are going to see what I just saw, which is just the world took a dive.
Yeah, it's. I think it will stay stationary.
Cool.
Anyway.
Well, yeah, I'm excited for you guys, and I'm excited for us, and excited. Many things to come. Stickers have arrived.
Ooh.
Again, highly limited quantity. Mm-hmm. They look pretty cool. I think they're 5x5 square. They're like the size of a CD.
That's that's a good size sticker. That's
not a good size sticker. Yeah.
That's not a joke sticker right there.
No, they're a matte finish. It's a commitment sticker, really. Mm-hmm. So those will be up, if not by the time this episode comes out, then very soon after. So go to that sushijackknife.bandcamp.com and look for those. Yeah. And purchase at will. If we run out, we'll buy more. If we don't run out, we probably won't buy more.
Well, because we still have them. It wouldn't make sense to buy.
No.
Like, if you have things, you don't need to buy more of those things.
And it's $5 for a sticker and a bonus podcast. Yeah.
It's going to be it's a good bonus podcast.
Well, you haven't heard it at all. I've heard it a lot. But
shut it. I'm trying to sell something here.
Yeah, well, yeah. Shit, you're right. I get a little emotional at one point during it, and I feel a little awkward about it, but I think we release it anyway.
Well, what did you get emotional about?
Well, I was thinking I had 18 hours to think about a lot of things in a car by myself over the course of 2 days.
Right.
And there was a lot to think about. I was reflecting on my time in Tennessee, how excited I was to see everybody. And then at one point I considered, my beliefs around the universe and God and all of that stuff. So,
okay.
It got heavy for half a second,
So which one of the things, we're going to get heavy here now. I'm going to make you. Which of the things made you, like, what pushed you over the edge?
Honestly, it was the God talk.
Okay.
Because I would like to be one of these people that could be like, there's nothing. I would like to be that person, but I don't think I'm really that person at the end of the day.
I don't think I've told you, gone full into this theory here.
Okay. All right.
I don't think anyone is actually that person.
That believes there's nothing?
That believes there's nothing.
Yeah.
I think the people who say they believe that there is nothing are just rejecting all of the options that have been presented to them as a thing that could exist.
Right.
I mean, like, as evidence, this is my example. The idea of the simulation theory.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Simulation theory, for those who don't know, is the idea that what is it? Is it alien beings? What is it?
I think there's variations, but the main one I've heard is that we are living in a simulation put on by future humans.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So that, like, that's not a spiritual belief, a religious belief, anything like that.
No.
But that is people also attempting to find a meaning to something.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
And I think even the most hardcore atheist, most hardcore atheists get super involved in science. But part of the reason they are so into the science of things isn't because they just enjoy science. It's because they want science to explain why this or that.
Sure. Yeah.
I think that's just oddly enough, I think the meaning of life may just be trying to find the meaning of life.
That's a thought I've had a few times before. It's like, what are we here for? We're here to learn. We're here to look and discover and whatnot.
What are we here for? We're here to try to figure out what we're here for.
Exactly. And it's like a
you're not going
self-fulfilling.
to. You can't ever, like, there's a reason in religion it's faith. And in science, there's an element of faith because you have theorems that, haven't been proven, conclusively, and a lot of times can't be. They can't be proven conclusively. You just have to choose to believe that's the final answer there, and you're done.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of faith involved in a lot of being a human being.
Because we have limited information. Right. We can't know everything. And I think you're right about those parallels really between which way do you go? Do you go more science? Do you go more religion? I think we're a pro-science podcast. We'll just say that now. I think you and I are both pro-science people. It's like a really good way to figure stuff out.
Right.
To shrink it down.
Having a method to come up with an idea and then test it and come up with a conclusion. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Right. Like right now I'm reading the Andromeda strain. Cheerful book. And I honestly, I need to look and read. I'm waiting till I'm done with the book to research, like, was this really based on something that happened? Because it reads like something that was based on something that happened. And if that happened for real, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a very science heavy book. You basically have 5 dudes go down into the ground in a super secret laboratory to try to figure out this space virus / bacteria before it kills everyone.
Fun.
That's the thing. Yeah. So anyway,
good times.
And one guy has a key to turn off the nukes should the virus escape the lab. And he's got 3 minutes to do so before they all get nuked.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
Boy.
Yeah, I know. It's cheerful. So that's the part of the bonus podcast that I'm a little like, it's a little revealing, I guess, but I left it in because it was truthful,
Well, it's not, that's not a bad thing. I mean, I think, I think most good podcasts at some point have a revealing moment.
I think we've had several over the years.
Or their comedy Bang Bang, which is a good podcast and has never had one honest moment in that entire show.
That entire show has his tongue firmly planted in his cheek. Yeah.
It's sewn onto the cheek. It's just right there. And then there are other podcasts that have too many moments to the point that it just becomes bullshit. Joe Rogan. And I don't have anything to add to that.
We exist somewhere between the continuum of Comedy Bang Bang and Brene Brown's podcast. We're somewhere in between there.
You know what? I would love to see someone review us on any platform and start it off with somewhere in the continuum between Comedy Bang Bang and Brene Brown.
That would be so awesome. If you haven't sent us a review, please leave that review. We will shout you out to the heavens.
Anyway. So how teary were you?
I wasn't
embarrassingly
crying. No. I was driving.
Like you were weeping openly while you drove? That's not safe.
Well, in West Virginia was hilly, so it's very hard. It's you got to pay attention, or you'll end up in a ditch somewhere.
That's why coal miners never cry, because if they cry in West Virginia, they'll probably crash and die eventually.
Dude, you just wrote the greatest country song I've ever heard. Coal miners don't cry. That's why coal miners don't cry. The first like part's in parentheses. That's why coal miners don't cry.
Yeah. I honestly feel like I accidentally title a country song like every other day.
We should write that shit. We could make $1 million, dude.
No one wants that anymore, though.
I know, we're past that period of time. No one really minds coal much anymore.
Yeah, that would be a song that would be really popular with Jason Isbell's audience.
Yes.
So we would not make $1 million.
I met him briefly one time.
Uh-huh.
He shrugged me off. It was fine. It was okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to tell him something interesting. He didn't want to hear it. He was not in the space to hear it. It's okay.
How interesting was it? 1 to 10. Okay. To non-Justins.
A lot of people I've met were interested in this thing.
Okay.
He was not interested.
So Jason, what's the deal?
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not taking it out on him.
I am.
Okay. Because I like drive-by truckers just as much as the next fella.
Uh-huh.
But it was okay. It was all right. He ended up playing my dad's amplifier, which was kind of cool. Yeah.
I do want to make it clear that was no shade at Jason Isbell. That is shade at country music audiences
in
who
general.
have decided that Morgan Wallen should be a star. Morgan Wallen.
Yeah.
Morgan Wallen.
Yeah. No, he's a shit. That one.
Also, if you need proof that cancel culture is not really a thing, there's a video of the
Morgan
dude
Wallen
yelling a racial slur in a parking lot just because he was drunk, and he still is selling out stadiums. So,
that's right. He had a brief period of apologizing and not getting on SNL, as I remember.
Yeah.
And then he surged back.
Yeah. Basically, what I learned from that is, as a white man, we could say whatever racial slur we want, and if we go away for 6 months, no one will care that we did it.
Ooh, the white people racial slur of the week. We haven't done that in a long time.
We haven't done that in a while. This week's is Morgan Wallen. Morgan Wallen is a white racial slur. If any of our audience that is less Caucasian than us would like to insult one of their white friends, just call them Morgan Wallen.
I like it. You're a real Morgan Wallen.
Oh man,
that works. I like that.
You're leaving. You got a Morgan Wallen vibe. You're really Wallening today.
And if you're in a liberal city, oh boy, you just got called out.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Speaking, this is a nice little segue, if you will.
Yes.
Speaking of segments, we haven't had a segment in forever. Now, the caveat to any segment on Sushi Jackknife is it could disappear at any given time, or
it might disappear right in the middle of the segment.
Correct. But there have been a couple things, and I told you I was cooking up a few things.
Mm-hmm.
I've been cooking up a couple of things. One is something we've talked about doing for a long time, and this is directly inspired by Arizona Roy. I love that it always changes.
Oh,
It's
man.
Nebraska, Indiana, one point North Carolina. Now it's Arizona Roy.
Yeah. What people listening don't know is Roy's in witness protection.
Yeah.
So
serious.
every time we give him a nickname, we blow his protection. He has to move.
South America Roy. Right. Yeah.
So good luck, Roy. Godspeed with all your problems.
This was directly inspired by him because he often sends me screenshots from a thing called Inspirobot.
Okay.
Which some of you may have heard of. It was a few years before the AI boom that we're currently experiencing.
Okay.
It's an AI, God, I keep wanting to say mindfulness. It's not mindfulness. It's like a encouragement.
Oh
bot.
No.
So it gives you a pleasing image and some text to go along with it that, should inspire. It's like hang in there, that classic cat picture.
Right.
I'm going to try to access it right now and see what we've got.
Boy.
It has a mindfulness mode. If you're curious about this, it's inspirobot.me.me. Let's generate one right now. Let's see what we get. You get a glowing green eye. The This one for today. Now, this is not the one I have prepared. This is a bonus Inspirobot quote of the week.
Oh boy.
This one is a guy walking through a desert, and it says, "Keep being fantastic and don't stop being female." That's what we've got from Inspirobot at this moment.
That I feel like that means something, but
you can't see what I'm seeing, but it's fantastic. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know what it could possibly mean.
It doesn't mean anything, right? Here's the Inspirobot quote of the week that I prepared. And I quote, "Much respected be the money keeper, for the money keeper draggeth the carpet away from beneath the feet of the seed, and know that no human yet lusted after his own wisdom, but not regretted and bragged about it, very much like the ruler and the money, for we are the cyst of the symphony and his offspring."
This is the word of the Lord.
Praise be to Inspirobot.
Yes. All right. Wow.
Yeah, that was a wordier one than I normally get. Usually they're pithy, like the first one.
That
No.
I don't feel like I learned anything. I'll be honest.
Yeah, no, me neither. If you need to gain some inspiration, just rewind that and listen to it over and over again.
Yeah. If you really want to be inspired, anyone out there, pull that sound clip out of that and then just play it at the same time you play some pan flute or anything in the background. Oh. Is a pan flute the worst flute?
Yeah.
It's got to be the worst flute, right?
Yeah, it's the worst flute. Yeah. Even a recorder is better than a pan flute.
Yeah. I like Andre 3000's flute. His Aboriginal flute that is
big.
Basically a recorder. Yeah.
I want to listen to that record. Have you listened to the whole record?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've listened to the whole thing. It's good. I mean, it's not I'm going to sit down and focus solely on this music album.
Right. Right. I was really proud of him when I saw that came out.
Yeah, anyone who doesn't know, Andre 3000, famed rapper from Outkast, released an instrumental album involving his flute and other instruments. It is very relaxing, and it would be good background music if you had something to get done.
I like that he totally took a left turn, though. Yeah. Like he hasn't put out any new music in a long time, right? Like years.
Since Outkast broke up.
Which would be their last album was what? Love Below?
No, they did one after that. That was like
Speakerbox Love Below. Okay.
Yeah. They did one album after that was like, it was a soundtrack to a movie. I can't remember.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Have you looked at the titles of his songs?
No, not at all.
Okay, so first off, everyone needs to know, if they're going to go listen to this, there are 8 songs on the album. It is an hour and 27 minutes.
So each song is very long.
Very long. The first album. Now, first, I have to tell you, I have my phone in landscape currently to look this up.
Oh boy.
The song titles are so long they do not all fit.
Oh boy.
On here. The first one is, I swear I really wanted to make a rap album, but this is literally the way the wind blew me this time.
I like that.
the slang word, the P word. I don't know if that will offend anyone or not. Rolls off. Yes. Rolls off the tongue with far better ease than the proper word vagina. Do you agree? That night in Hawaii, when I turned into a panther and started making these low register purring tones that I couldn't control, ... Shit was wild.
That sounds like ayahuasca experience.
Yeah. So that's 3 titles. Those are titles to songs.
I love how the second one is a question.
The only title I think is an actual song, like you would read it and go, that's a song title, is Ants to You, Gods to Who? That sounds like a song title, but that's followed with Dreams once buried beneath the dungeon floor slowly sprout into undying gardens.
Shit, that's a short poem. I like that too.
So there are no lyrics to any of the songs because he used all his lyrics in the titles to the songs. He cannot come up with more words than the song titles.
I really like that, though. I was listening to an interview with Sting recently on this guy Rick Beato's channel. Some of you have maybe heard of him. Have you heard of Rick Beato?
I know Rick Beato. Mostly I know Rick Beato because I watched a channel that made fun of Rick Beato.
Yeah, I've heard of that too. So I listened to this long interview with Sting and a musician who works with him, and my takeaway was, wow, Sting is more pretentious than I thought he was, which means he's pretty pretentious. However, I do like his music quite a bit.
Did you? Okay, so was he more? Because I feel like Rick Beato is pretentious.
He is, but I agree with him.
Well, yeah,
on a lot of things,
but he's still pretentious about it.
Sure.
Did Sting out pretentious Rick Beato?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Wow.
But
okay.
Caveat. I like Sting. I like the Police. I like his solo work too. I don't just like, I like a lot. Anyway, what was my point about that? Sting was saying that, when he had done a couple solo albums, he reached a point where he needed to do something totally different on, I think his third solo album, and it didn't sell well or whatever, but he needed that reset. And I feel like this is Andre's reset record. It's
I don't even think it's that.
I think it's a whole new thing.
I think he is he's not interested in being a rapper.
Cool.
I don't
cool.
think he wants to be a rap artist, and that's perfectly fine.
He did it. He did it.
He's coming to Nashville to play that album at Jack White's Blue Room.
I saw that on the schedule actually because I still get their emails. Yeah,
it's pricey.
Oh, is it?
Paid to go. Yeah.
Oh,
wow. When I looked the tickets, because I would be interested in seeing it. Tickets were over $200 to go.
Holy shit!
Which it's a small room. That makes sense, I guess.
Yeah. But if they had been 25, you might have actually gone.
Oh man, I would have paid $50 for that.
Yeah,
I would have paid $50. That's the only instrumental flute player I can think of that I would pay $50 to go.
Oh, totally.
I think he's just. I think that's just how he is expressing himself now. He still raps. He's done features recently.
Oh, good.
It's just not what his main thing is. Anyone who wants to hear a great feature, and I know he's problematic now, but go find Andre 3000's feature on, I think it was Donda, the Kanye West album.
Oh, yeah.
One of the best verses of the last 10 years to me.
Oh, that's
such
killer.
a good verse.
Wow.
And then
that's
Kanye also did some stuff. Anyway, he loves Hitler.
Oh yeah, it's fucked up.
That's the biggest fall off outside of the Hitler stuff. Musically, it was the biggest fall off to begin with for me.
Yeah,
because we went from
Dark Twisted Fantasy,
certified classic albums to this is almost listenable. Good job. And then add on top of that the insistence that he hates Jews for a full year. Oh man, dude,
some rough bullshit right there.
Anyway,
precipitous drop off for sure.
Yeah, but his Andre 3000's verse on that album was very good.
That's awesome. He's a very talented guy, no doubt about it.
Oh yeah.
Bringing back another classic Sushi Jackknife segment. Now, I've been thinking about this. I've been thinking about this for months, and I just didn't do it. And so this week, I did it, utilizing extra time I had while waiting for a car to be worked on.
Okay,
it's my favorite time because it's protected work. It's I can just do whatever I want during that period of time, but not. Right. But most of it has to be on a computer or on a piece of paper.
Right.
So, Nathan, you might remember from years ago, we used to occasionally do a segment called Who Said It?
Yes.
We had a Who Said It Garrison Keillor or Lil Wayne,
Mm-hmm,
I seem to recall. And another one that I don't remember at all.
Right.
So this one, and I'll admit, this may not be terribly successful because the quotes I pulled could be rather obvious for the purpose of the game.
Okay.
However, I think it'll be a lot of fun anyway.
Okay.
Tonight we have for you, who said it, Galileo or B.O.B.?
Oh boy. All right.
All right.
Okay. I like where this is going. Yeah.
It? All right. Here's your.
Well,
whoa,
okay.
Jesus.
Before we get into this background.
Okay. Yes.
Galileo is Galileo.
Yeah.
If you don't know who Galileo is, go pause this and go look that up. That's important.
Go finish high school.
Don't need to take a second to look up B.O.B. He's a rapper who's a flat earther. That's all we need to know about B.O.B.
Yeah. And this game basically works like this, if you've never heard it before. I read a quote, and Nathan must decide, is it Galileo who said that quote, or is it B.O.B. who said that quote?
Right.
The downfall, I think, of this particular one is that it might be pretty obvious who said which one, which I think speaks to B.O.B. more than Galileo. All right, so here we go. You ready? Okay,
Yeah.
Number one, here we go. I've got a transcendental way of thinking about things. I've got a galactic self.
That's definitely B.O.B.
Yeah, that's B.O.B. I picked it because of the space thing, Galileo, space, whatnot.
Yeah. Did he ever get his rocket?
I don't know the answer to that.
I never heard he was going to get a rocket and prove that the Earth was flat, and I never heard how that turned out. I also haven't heard any music from him in a while. So maybe he's on a rocket that just shot off the edge of the Earth and is now careening into space. Because really, if you build a rocket to prove that the Earth is flat, if you're right, that's what happens.
Yes, that's right.
You just keep going and you're gone.
But by forever.
Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
You ready for number two?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, some of these I've modified slightly to not make them sound like they were spoken by a guy hundreds of years ago.
That's fair.
Okay. To try to balance the scales a little bit.
Well, I mean, really, if we were being exact, wouldn't Galileo be an Italian anyway?
Yeah, that's true. And then you would really know.
All right.
Which one is which.
If you start reading going, hey, Buca de Beppo, Buca de Beppo, yes! Then I know it's Galileo.
All right. Number two. I do not feel obliged to believe that the same God who has endowed us with a sense... No, sorry. Let me start that over. I marked out because I wrote it down wrong. I do not feel obliged to believe that the same God who has endowed us with sense, reason, and intellect has intended us to forego their use.
Well, that's definitely Galileo.
Yeah, number two, correct.
Here's how I know. Aside from just the verbiage.
Yes.
I feel like there's a 75% chance B.O.B. would have referred to himself as God. In this game.
You're not wrong about that.
Just 75%.
Okay, number three.
Yeah.
I love this one so much. I love it. It's short. It's pithy. I just need a moment to prepare myself. I don't have to sit down and stare at clothes. I just put them on. Who said it? Galileo or B.O.B.?
I feel like that's got to be B.O.B.
Yeah, that's B.O.B.
But to be fair, I feel like Galileo probably thought the same thing too. That may be where they agree.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't feel like Galileo had a lot of options in terms of clothing, so it's kind of whatever.
It was like,
there.
what am I going to wear today? Well, I have these, so this
I have a tunic.
Is what I'm wearing.
It's the same tunic I slept in.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, number 4. We can't teach people anything. We can only help them discover it within themselves. B.O.B. or Galileo?
I mean, that sounds like Galileo, but
Okay.
it's kind of right down the middle. I feel like it could actually be either one.
This is the one that I think is the most split as to who
Can
it
you
could
read
be.
it? Read it one more time.
Sure. We can't teach people anything. We can only help them discover it within themselves.
I'm changing my mind. I'm going B.O.B. on this one.
You're going B.O.B.
I'm going
Final
B.O.B.
answer?
Yeah.
Okay, you're wrong. I'm sorry. That was Galileo.
See,
Supposedly.
I second guessed myself, but it does feel like a really pretentious thing that B.O.B. would have said at some point.
Yes.
I don't know.
Well, you're doing great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, come on, give me a challenging one here.
Total. There's two more.
Okay, I'm finding one for you, and I want you to tell me at the end.
Fuck you. This is my game.
No,
it doesn't work the other way. I get to feel powerful.
No, I will give you one at the end here.
Okay. That's fair. I have some honorable mentions too. So that's a possibility. Okay. All right. Number 5.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible shows us the way to go to heaven, not the way the heavens go.
Well, yeah, that's B.O.B.
No, that's Galileo.
Really?
Now, okay. Let me just caveat here.
Okay.
I pulled these from...
and it's not Italian. I know. Yeah.
It's not Italian. I pulled these from Brene quote.
Okay.
Half of which I think is total bullshit. So, but Brene quote is my source. So we're going to go with the Brene quote attribution. Okay.
Okay.
So they say that
it.
Galileo said that. I highly doubt that he ever phrased anything quite that way, but I don't know.
No, that doesn't seem correct. But, I mean, they're Brene quote and I'm not. So what do I actually know?
It's a good point. It's a great point. Okay, one more.
Man, now I'm disappointed in myself. I'll be honest.
Currently, you got 3 correct and 2 incorrect. You're not doing bad.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Number 6. I never met a man so ignorant that I couldn't learn something from him. B.O.B. or Galileo? Galileo. B.O.B.
That's B.O.B.
No, dude.
Are there no more B.O.B. quotes here?
No, this went better than I thought. Yeah, I only pulled 2 B.O.B.s and 4 I mean, here's the reality. The B.O.B. quotes are going to give it away. Here are my honorable mentions, all right?
Yeah.
I'm the Chris Martin of hip hop.
Well, that's Galileo. That's definitely Galileo.
I'm the Chris Martin of hip hop.
That's the worst reference.
Yeah.
Okay. No one's going to fact check you. You can actually pick anyone to say you are that person of hip hop.
Yes,
no one's going to go, no, that's not right. You chose Chris Martin.
You chose Chris Martin.
An internationally mocked person. Like people mock him openly.
It's true. You're not wrong. B.O.B. had a lot of quotes about like rock music. Like I guess he really likes rock and he wanted to do like a rock EP. I don't know if he ever did, but you know.
Well, his big song was featuring Hayley Williams from Paramore.
Oh, you know what? One quote said he would like to work with her, so I guess he did work with her.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That was his breakthrough.
Another one. I'd like to work with Bjork. If I could get in the studio with her, we could probably travel to a different planet. Mm. And I agree. I think you could.
Yeah, that would
B.O.B. and Bjork.
That would be an unlistenable song. Okay, here are the quotes I have for you. I've got 2, and you can tell me whether it's B.O.B. or Galileo. Was it Galileo?
Yeah, Galileo. Galileo is correct. Yeah.
Okay, first quote. I pull up in that automatic cookup. Be rich, pull up in that rooster till we wake the fucking hood up.
That's going to be B.O.B.
No, that's not.
That's Galileo.
Yeah, that was okay. Now, second quote. Got all these pounds of ganja. I work out. I'm doing push-ups.
Oh, that's clever. I don't think B.O.B. is that clever, so I'm going to say Galileo on that one.
That was also B.O.B. Those are back-to-back lines in the song "We Still in This Bitch."
We still in this bitch.
We haven't stopped being in it.
No,
we got right here,
and we stayed there. We didn't go anywhere else. We haven't done anything since.
This is the place. We still here. And anyway, I'm gonna go do my push-ups now. So
push-ups.
That's
clever.
Also, by the way, that line has a genius. Like, do you ever go on Genius?
Yeah, I've been on Genius.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Genius, anyone who doesn't know, they give you the summary of what a line means. Someone put in an annotation for "got all these pounds of ganja, I work out, I'm doing push-ups," to explain what that line could possibly mean. If you're listening to that song and you don't know what that line means, find a different song. Go listen to the real Chris Martin, not the Chris Martin of hip hop, and you're out of your element. You're out of your element right there.
I got one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you can mix classical music and reggae. It's not possible. But some producer in like Norway is going to put it together.
I mean,
he's probably right about that.
It's B.O.B. Why couldn't you mix classical music and reggae?
Reggae, I don't know.
I think
B.O.B. says it's impossible.
I don't think you could do like easily do a straight mix of a classical song and reggae because of time signature and whatnot.
Right. Feel.
But I think you could incorporate classical music into reggae or vice versa.
100%.
Although the other way around would really suck. Can you imagine like in the middle of, some Beethoven piece, they try to mix in "No Woman, No Cry"? Well, no, but they'd have to adapt the time signature and the rhythm. It would just be the widest version of "No Woman, No Cry" that anyone has ever heard.
The difference would be like
one would suck.
One would suck. Yeah, reggae has that laid back feel.
Yeah,
and classical's like
it would be the most rigid "No Woman, No Cry" anyone has ever heard.
No woman, no cry.
Mm-hmm.
No woman, no cry. I'll say it again. I remember when we used to sit in the government yard in Trenchtown. Blah, blah, blah,
blah. And now, anyone listening that is in charge of an orchestra, please prove me wrong.
Yeah. If you're that guy, girls.
Yeah.
You could do it.
That would work.
Is that who I'm thinking of? Girls?
I think so. I mean, I know who you're talking about. So either we're both wrong together, or I don't know.
I like it when we're both wrong.
Anyone listening that has the ability, figure it out and show us. I
like that.
I'll give you a round of applause. Man, can you hear that frog?
Shit. No, let me turn on my headphones. I'm curious. I'm listening. Yeah, now I hear it, but I had to turn my headphones really far up.
There is some asshole frog in my backyard that it's not that disruptive.
Yeah.
But you're sitting here going, well, I do live in the middle of a city. Why does it sound like that? Like for 3 weeks, it was the cicadas. I
was going to ask you about that.
Oh man, we had cicadas everywhere. And now it's just this frog just out there by itself yelling into the ether. No one cares what that frog has to say. There's no other frog around.
Wait. I think it was Tron Yes. I don't know if I ever told the story on the show, or if she did, or if I told it to you, or any of those possibilities. But she used to rent this like basement apartment in East Nashville. And there were frogs fucking everywhere because there's woods and shit around Nashville, particularly on the east side. It's a lot more woody over there. And one night, against her window, like one frog was fucking the shit out of another frog.
Nice.
Pressed up against her window, so that the one frog is like displayed 2-dimensionally in front of her. Wow, it's getting banged.
It's like living in the Discovery Channel. It's great.
And then David Attenborough was there and was like, yeah, this happens.
Did she take a video of it and narrate?
No, I wish,
because that would have been my immediate first thought is, oh, God. Well, I have to have proof that this happened.
One of my favorite people in the world. This shit that happened to her. Oh my God. Good stories. Good stories. Man. My frog, my frog, there's no other frog I hear. It's going to just die alone out there. It's a mono frog.
It's a lifelong bachelor frog.
How bad were the cicadas? Because I heard that people had to turn up their TV because the cicadas were so fucking loud.
So our house was bad, but not terrible. But there were a few days where, like, you open the door and it's okay. Our conversation's going to stop for a minute until the front door closes again. Because it's very loud. Over by my child's school, it was just deafening. It was so loud over there.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Wow.
You would drive through the neighborhood and you heard them over your car engine.
Holy shit.
Like, that's
windows closed, everything.
Yeah, no good.
Oh my God. No. Wow.
Which, by the way, I didn't know this much about cicadas. How much do you know about how cicadas work?
Slightly more than the average person, I think.
Okay.
But not that much.
I didn't realize that they emerge from the ground.
Yes.
I believe it's the ground every X number of years. And there are all these different broods of cicadas.
Yes.
So the one that was here, I think, is the 5-year cicada.
Right. Okay.
But there's also a 5-year and a 7-year that is overlapping this year. I think those are the two things.
Oh, that's why there's so many.
So there's two groups both emerging at the same time.
Okay.
And there are towns in Texas, particularly, that I've heard about. They're just terrified that, like, all of their trees are going to be destroyed.
Wow, that's horrifying.
Yeah,
my God.
And they
it's
like
a plague.
Yeah, they like to camp out in trees. So,
jeez Louise,
I mean, maybe it is a plague. Maybe this is God trying to tell Greg Abbott something. The governor of Texas. Maybe.
Could he also be telling what's his fucking face, the governor of Tennessee, something?
Bill Lee? Yeah.
Bill Lee, yeah. Thank you.
There's not as much to tell him as Greg Abbott, so he only gets one terrible brood of cicadas. But yeah, I mean, they believe in that sort of thing, right?
They do. Oh, for sure. Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
so
biblical.
I guarantee you, one of the two of them said that Hurricane Katrina happened because of the sinful ways of New Orleans. I guarantee you one of the two of them said that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm not going to say
they actively participate probably in those sinful activities.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, it's, they're white. It's fine for them to do it. They're white.
Right.
But
that's correct. No, that's correct. You said it correctly.
I guarantee that they believe that God punished a city. Maybe not New Orleans, but a city at some point for something by having a natural disaster or something. Maybe they should look inward and see what God could be punishing them for right now.
I mean, I feel like that's a sushi jackknife. Do you feel like that's a sushi jackknife? It doesn't have to be
sushi jackknife.
It's a sushi jackknife, but it doesn't have to be. We could keep going, but it's like a wind up and then a thing, and then that was a pretty good. You kind of wrapped it up.
Yeah. Greg Abbott makes me tired. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I even have the energy to sushi jackknife him.
Oh.
You know what? He doesn't deserve a sushi jackknife.
Yeah,
anyway,
fuck him. We're going to keep going. We're going to...
At least long enough to change the subject.
I have
a coworker that lives in Texas. This is terrible, and he probably would be horrified if I shared this. But he is a gay man living in Texas. So not the biggest Greg Abbott fan in the world.
Naturally.
Because there's a person actively trying to destroy his life and tell him that the way he, is a terrible thing.
Right. Exactly.
So I haven't talked to him about anything political in a while. But for a while, every time he would get on the phone with me, he would interrupt whatever we were talking about to go, by the way, did you hear what Governor Wheels did this week?
Governor Wheels.
That's rude.
Wait, is Greg Abbott in a wheelchair?
Uh-huh.
Oh, shit.
So it was,
I mean, we don't like to just take the one, we have a thing that we're identified with. We don't like to take the thing that and then put it with another, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's funny. I mean, it's shitty, but it's funny.
Yeah. It's not the worst nickname he could have given him. And I'm sure that Greg Abbott has worse nicknames for the African American gay man that lives in Texas. So
100% he does. Wheels. Jesus. But you know what? He's a real asshole. So there's that.
Yeah.
He's the one person who uses a wheelchair I could name who is a real fucking asshole.
That's true. And I will also say many times he would say that, and part of me inside would be like, oh, I don't like that. Yeah. And then whatever he said that Greg Abbott did after that sentence, whatever he followed up with, I was like, no, never mind. He deserved it.
Fuck that guy.
It's never like he provided a soup kitchen with a bunch of food. If anything, he decided he really likes soup and robbed the soup kitchen. That's more his speed.
On wheels.
Yeah. It's
so this one's for you, Wheels. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. There we go. Sushi jackknife.
Sushi jackknife.
Oh.
Quick addendum.
Yes. We've mentioned it in the past.
Yes.
Coming up this year, our goal is the official Sushi Jackknife Fantasy Football League.
Yes.
The knowledge of football needed, zero. Represented by me. Yeah. You will be competing against Justin, who just found out that there are several football teams. He just figured that out. He thought it was just one team scrimmaging against themselves over and over.
I like them based on color or mascot. And we already have our pal and former intern Gumby signed up. We also have another pal who emailed. He's a new pal. We have Eric who has joined up.
Hey, Eric.
As well. So you will not be alone.
Mm-hmm. How much does Eric know about football? How much does Gumby know? Do we know?
Gumby, I think, knows a good bit, actually.
Okay.
Gumby is like, Gumpy knows a lot about games, and I think he knows a lot about sports.
So he could beat me.
Oh yeah, he could.
Okay.
He's a threat to you, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Me, not a threat at all.
No. I mean, it's fantasy football. Anyone can actually be a threat at any point in time. Because
is that how it works?
Well, what happens is you draft a player, and you never know. I could draft, Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow somehow.
Right.
If everyone forgets to draft a quarterback, I end up with both of them. And
Joe Burrow's your backup quarterback.
Yeah, and then they both get injured week 2, and then it's like, okay, well, that's not good. Yeah.
Do they get injured in real life?
Yeah, and if they get injured in real life, they're injured in fantasy football.
That's what I thought happened, but I wasn't sure. Okay.
So that's the other thing is if you're losing, you can go, you can go Tanya Harding any NFL player that another player has.
Yeah.
So that would be taking a lead pipe to their knee in case anyone wasn't sure.
Or if you haven't seen I, Tanya.
Yeah, it's called assault. Is what we're talking about.
But you could win. Assault. You could win.
Anyway, let us know if you're interested.
So she
not at the lead pipe.
No, not that. No, we're not really doing that. That's not a thing. That's not something we're actually doing.
No. SushiJackknife@gmail.com.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Do that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Fuck you guys. Bye.